What is up? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. I want to, this is going to be the wrap up the third three-part series, I guess you could say, where we're just discussing stress that we all deal with, men especially, because I'm a guy and I know I put myself under a lot of stress, but I also push very hard on multiple businesses, 3 businesses. And so I know for a fact, I've lost a lot of guys in my life the last few months with depression and drug overdose and things like that. There are that from college and things as well. And I wanted to do this to be able to give back and to deliver value, because I believe that depression and anxiety is something that if we have something that we're working towards, and you're making strides to get somewhere, that not that it cures everything, but it definitely helps out. And so I appreciate the individuals who have commented back, who have watched and who have reached out to me. It means a lot. And I'm excited about what I'm about to launch, and I'm going to tell you more about that at the end of this video. Quickly to recap, kind of what we talked about, the what and the why before, and today's going to be more of the how. So here's the deal: if you're a guy and you're pushing to be your best version, if you're wanting to be that guy that walks in the room and individuals see you and they see, like, damn, that dude's doing something different. I want to walk in a room and I want individuals to look at me and go, man, that dude is fit. He's got a beautiful wife. He's got a son. Like, he's got multiple businesses. He just looks different. There's something different about him because his confidence and his certainty is there. And I think a lot of that comes with just taking care of the little simple stuff that leads to big stress, that keeps a lot of us stuck and we don't take any action at all. And so what we talked about was stress isn't going anywhere. If you're pushing to be your best, if you're pushing to be your best in business, you're pushing to be the best husband, the best father you can be a man of God and live your purpose, then you're always going to be dealing with some type of stress. And everybody wants to talk about stress relief, and it's not one of those things that you may get a little bit of relief. And a lot of people have the way they get that relief is causing them even more stress, because it's things that we know that we don't necessarily need to do. So we talked about things as well as we start putting into play on a daily basis that will actually start helping us with that as well. So, more than anything is we have to be able to, we got a blueprint for what's not working. If you're stressed out, we've got a blueprint for what's not working. So now we just need to come up with a blueprint for what works and do the opposite. So you have the obstacles that are in your way right now. Now we got to find the solutions for those obstacles. And the majority of the time, they're super simple. One of the things that I've learned over the years in coaching, and I've learned this back in 2015 from one of my coaches, Luca Hosevar, it was like the hardest thing in life. One of the hardest things in life that you'll ever do is to realize how simple something is. And I believe that's very, 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 very true. So we have the blueprint for what's not working. We just got to reverse that blueprint, start putting things into play that do work. And then how do we do that? Well, I wrote a whole book about it. You got to gamify your life. A majority of people are living off of, it's either data or drama. And I get a lot of people I deal with on a daily basis that come to me and say, Seth, I feel like. And that means that you're going the drama route. What are the actual facts of the matter? And that's where we get the data out, and that's where we move forward from there. When we start getting that data and we start getting out of the drama that we cause ourselves. A perfect example of that is one of my clients, Ryan Jacob. How I met Ryan was on his Facebook, and he made a post, and he was in his Bible app, like a crazy amount. He just actually beat. He did 1,000 day streak in his Bible app, which is pretty ridiculous. And I'm the type of guy that I'm consistent as they come. The problem is being consistent is you could be consistent with, at the same time, you could be consistent and have those bad habits that are causing more stress as well. So being consistent, but also having those bad habits, and we're still not getting where we need to get to. Because remember, I said before, there's 3 types of guys. There's going to be guys that go all in and continue to fail and learn different ways and continue to try to do it their way and over and over again try to start and stop. There's going to be guys that take some off of their plate, and so they don't go all in and take care of their health because they got to grow that business, or they got kids that they got to take care of, and so they don't get the results that they want in the end. Or you've got the guys who want to get the results and they just relieve their stress. And that's how a majority do, and they relieve their stress by sedation the majority of the time. That may be sedation, and it may be as simple as gambling and video games, alcohol, whatever it is that you the vice that you choose. Could be social media, more work, golf, hunting, and all these stuff is a lot of that stuff is great. Like there's not a bad thing about it, but at the same time, if we're all in and that's our whole focus, and it's taking off of the areas that we need to be really focused in on. If you're focused in on all areas, what you focus on is what you get. And I want to focus on in all the areas that I'm moving forward, and I'm being the very best version I can be in all the vital areas of life. And so that's how you have to start gamifying it to get to that point, and that's stuff that I want to I wanted to show you as well. So my dude Ryan was what I was talking about. Ryan, I saw on Facebook one day, and we had mutual friends. One of the guys was in the Guerrilla Alliance that. One of the guys in the Guerrilla Alliance that knew Ryan, and I just commented and was like, man, that's impressive, that streak. Next thing you know, we get on a call, and he joins me inside of the Guerrilla Alliance. Now, this guy was the same thing, like I said, very, very consistent, like one of the most consistent guys I know, but at the same time, he had bad habits that he was also consistent with, and that was a lot of stress, over the weekend and things like that. Would have a little bit more food and have a couple alcoholic beverages, or a few more than a couple alcoholic beverages, and was taking on a lot more weight, was putting on a lot of weight, and at the same time he was trying to lose weight. So there we go. We got stress when you're trying to lose weight. At the same time, you're not getting to where you want to get to because your old habits, this is stress that we're causing ourselves, and it can be simplified and be easier. And so what's happened over the last a couple of years that Ryan's worked with me now is, in the last 45 days, dude's down 25 pounds, and he's gotten to this point because awareness. So he was starting to become aware of how much his weekends were causing him, were stressing him out and causing him even more stress because he wasn't losing weight and stuff. And so then what he started doing is like this. He's just being transparent. The wife was in the hospital, and he had something that he's committed to. And like when his wife's in the hospital, he had to get a 45-minute workout that was inside. He's walking in place, being there by his wife, being there by her side, at the same time moving and getting it in, because he's got a plan to follow. And if you don't have a plan, then you have no discipline. If you don't have accountability from a peer group, they're going to hold you accountable to do what you said you're going to do, then it's based off of you and you alone, and you keep it right here, and you tell yourself you're going to do something, and then when it's time to do it, you make a commitment with yourself, and then you don't follow through with it, and then that causes even more stress. And again, we're stressed out because we're not doing what we know we need to be doing, and go from there. And so more than anything, the things that I would lay out for you is I've got the plan. I've put it all together, and I've made it where it's simplified, and it points you in the right direction as far as that goes. I'll talk about that here in a few minutes. I've been building this over the last 5 years and creating this so I can pass on to more men. From there, I had some questions that had come up, that some individuals had reached out to me, And since they'd reached out to me, I had some stress questions that I wanted to answer. Just because everybody, if someone else is asking me, then obviously can benefit from people. I'll go over a few of them here. How'd you keep old stressors you've already reconciled from reoccurring? It's being deliberate with your day. It's reminding yourself every morning and having a plan every morning. That for me, that's getting in my journal, my planner, and then every morning reminding myself and writing down what I'm working towards and why I'm working towards what I'm working towards. And everything that I'm working towards is something that I value. And something that's changed for me about a year and a half ago was identifying what my values are, what I value. Like I value simplicity. I value being a leader and having authority. I value being fit and being in great shape. I value being a role model for my son. So like when I look at these things, I can get right down to it. And so like when we get down to what we value, then it's just every morning reminding ourselves what it is that we are set out to do and doing the little simple habits that in the morning, little simple activities that can help us tap into energy so that immediately our energy improves how we feel. When we feel better, then we make different decisions. And then we go right into the day that way. So for me, like I mentioned before, that's down 30 ounces of water before I have any caffeine. It's jumping in a cold shower, or my ice barrel right now is frozen still. It's got a big chunk of ice in it, so I can't necessarily get in it. So I've been going right back to my cold showers. I don't have to think about those. I fall right into them. So that was going to be what be deliberate, remind yourself every morning, and then have something you just fall into. How to keep stress from affecting your sleep. You need an evening routine. You need to have a routine in the evening time. That's simple stuff like we have rules that we set. We have a to-do list. You need a not to-do list. So I'm not going to eat after 8 o'clock. I'm not going to watch TV an hour before I go to bed. You can read, you can stretch, you can do something different. Start focusing in on your sleep a little bit more instead of focusing on the sleep that you're not getting. Start focusing on things that you can actually put into play that will help you have more sleep. And just like a morning routine, we have an evening routine that we just fall into. Like I said before, you have the blueprint that shows you what's not working. Reverse that blueprint. And then find what's the obstacle? Well, I'm eating it late at night. Okay, well, I'm going to put a note in my pantry and in my refrigerator that says, hey, Seth, remember why you're not eating after 8 o'clock. Then I'm going to tell my son and my wife or whoever's living with me, and I'm going to tell them what I'm going to do as well. And when I tell them what I'm going to do, they'll automatically remind me and tell me like, dude, you said you weren't going to do this. Another thing is when I say I'm going to do something for my son, or I'm going to do myself, and my son, I know he knows I'm going to do it. Like it matters to me if he thinks that I didn't do what I said I was going to do. It matters to me. So you got to do that's where I would start there. Moving forward, how do we channel stress to work for us rather than against us? You got to fall in love with the stress. You got to know that stress, like when I work out in the morning, when I work out in the afternoon, or I go for my whatever I'm doing as far as my workout goes, I know the stress that I'm putting my body under is making me better down the road. There's no doubt about it. I know it's making me better down the road. So if I know this, then I look at my workouts just like I look at what stress is. And I look at stress and I think, that's making me better. What I know is when you decide to level up, when you decide to take your life to another level, there's going to be stress. There's going to be resistance that pushes against you. And a majority will fold down and they'll quit, and they'll blame it on stress. They'll blame it on time. They'll blame it on why they can't do it. And what you need to do is push through it. Like that's when I know, that's when I get excited, because I know that I'm advancing. I know that like, okay, this is the game, and in order for me to take it to the next level, I got to get pushed through this, and I'm going to the next level, and that's exciting. I stress over little things, not usually major. How do I control this? You need to redirect your thoughts. you need to redirect your focus first. Redirect your focus. What are you focused on? Like, what's the story that you're telling yourself? Identify what you're focused on. Then go to what it is that you actually want from it, but then look at the statement that you're telling yourself. For a long time, whenever I was going through lawsuits with my former franchise, I told myself a story that I'm going to lose it all. I had secret shoppers shopping me. I had all this stuff happening. I told myself I couldn't market my business because they were watching me and doing all this stuff because I was going through a non-compete clause. And so I hid. I didn't do what needed to be done. I told myself this story over and over and over until someone that I respect came to me and was like, man, the Seth I know would have been taking action. He wouldn't have let this stop him. And when I walked out that door and I heard that was my sign that said, go. I need to do what I need to do. So you need to redirect your focus. What are you focused on? But you also need to question your thoughts. So the story that I would tell myself is, I would tell myself that I'm going to lose it all. Okay? Simple sentence. I'm going to lose it all. Then take that sentence and reverse it. Rewind it. Say the opposite. I have it all. That simple sentence saying I have it all. Now it went from I'm going to lose it all to I have it all. Now I tap into that and I start to identify some examples of that. And I started identifying examples and I was like, I own a 10,000 square foot building. I got my health. I've got a beautiful wife. I've got a handsome, smart, athletic son. I've got my mom. I've got my nieces and nephews. I've got my clients. I got my staff. I got 3 businesses that I own. I started listing all the things that show me that I have it all. And the next time, that's awareness precedes change. The next time you tell yourself that story, that whatever it is that you're telling yourself, the next time you tell yourself that story, awareness precedes change. Once you're aware of that story is BS that you're telling yourself, then you can change it. Then once you're aware, then you'll remember, oh, remember that big list that I wrote out that reminded me that I have all this? And it becomes clear to you. It goes from there. So next question, I'll take one more here and then I'm going to move on. What are 3 tips to establishing a routine and sticking with it and having massive consistency? You've got to find a routine that you value. You've got to find a few habits that you fall into that are simple, that are easy to fall into, and that you actually look forward to. I look forward to getting into my ice bath. Call me crazy. Why do I look forward to it? Because I know the majority won't do it. I like how I feel afterwards. And so if that first thing in the morning is I got to make that decision, it's hard if I make that decision, if it's tough, and that's the first thing I'm doing, the first decision I'm making, then then the rest of the day is going to be cake, right? So you got to find a routine that you value. Find the things in the morning time that make you feel the best that you can feel. The second one, like I just said, was you got to make it something that you like to do. If it's not something you like to do, then you won't do it. And then there's no happy ending to an unhappy journey as far as that goes. And then find these 3 things, like I said, that you can just fall into in the morning that you don't have to think about. It's not even a question what you have to do. And a 4th one is be aware of how you feel after you get done with it. So like after I get done with that ice bath, I feel $1 million. And so like that's why I continue to do it daily. So big picture there, the objections that a majority of people will have is, well, I don't have time in the morning. No, you have time. You don't have energy. So then that's why we talked about the evening routine and having that evening routine where you're getting good sleep, you're putting good food in, and so then you start to feel better and make better decisions. And then the next thing you know, we have more energy. And it's crazy how when you have more energy and you feel better, how you actually have more time because you've created more time, right? It may be that you've tried this stuff before and it didn't work. I'll have you consider that you haven't tried my program before, and I back my program with a double your money back guarantee. If you can follow through with little simple habits, then you're going to win, because we just got to gamify it so you can see yourself making progress, and it's got to be simple and easy. Now, I've got, as we're talking about, this program that I've created is called Get Your Crap Together. It's for guys that are struggling to get it all together. And in order to get your crap together is we got to get clear on the obstacles that we're dealing with. And the obstacles we're dealing with, we have to find solutions with. We have to reverse the blueprint, like I was mentioning earlier. We got to gamify the actions that we're doing every day and put a point system to it so we can tell and have data instead of drama. And then we have to tell our loved ones what we're going to do, because that will be another accountability on another level. That we, like I said before, is you got to realize how hard, that the hardest thing in life is to realize how simple something is. So moving on from that, I have my Get Your Crap Together program. I'm going to release that in the next video. I plan on, I've got my email list that I'm sending out to 5,000 individuals on my email list. Basically this program, I'm going to lay it all out for you. It's a 30-day program. It's backed by a double your money back guarantee. And then I've got something even special as far as that goes that I'm looking for. And I know that the guys that I want inside the Guerrilla Alliance are guys that will follow through with what they said they're going to do. They're going to do what they said they're going to do. And if that's you, then if you follow my plan and you do it for 30 days, and we'll have a point system to it where I'm going to hold you accountable to, if you follow that plan for 30 days, and then I'll give you your investment back to you. You can take that investment and run, go back and do what you were doing before, or you potentially take it and reinvest it back into work with me. But I'll tell you more about that. So beyond that, I'm only going to take 10 guys. It's the first program I'm running. It's going to be the cheapest it's been. And like I said, you'll have that opportunity to get your money back. That's going to help me get testimonials so I can roll it out. And then I will go up on the price, and I will start to look at the obstacles that I had, find solutions for it, and then I'll release it to the public on another level from there. So be on the lookout. If you're dealing with stress, if you're wanting to be the best version of yourself, you want to feel better, you want to move better, you want to mentally be thinking differently, and that's all mindset is a set of beliefs or behaviors that are so strong that you've done so many times that you just fall into right now. So be on the lookout for that on the next video. Like I said, it's going to be limited to 10 guys, and I'm sending that out to my email list as well, so you want to be on the lookout for that. If you have any questions, please leave them below. Message me with them, and then any insights that you may have, shoot me those insights as well. I would love to. I'd love to chat more. Be on that lookout on that video. It's going to be coming out. What's today? Tuesday. It'll be coming out Thursday. I look forward to hearing from you. Talk soon.